Hello Internet, I'm Remote Leg, and welcome to the LifeStyles project, a study of ALife. What is ALife? ALife stands for Artificial Life. It's life that's been deliberately engineered rather than life that's occurred naturally. The ALife I'm experimenting with lives inside my computer and is called soft ALife because it's composed entirely of software. There's also hard ALife, which also has hardware. This includes the field of robotics. There's a third type, wet ALife. I guess Frankenstein's monster is an example. I'm sticking with soft ALife because it's cheaper, there's no heavy lifting, and I don't need to go grave robbing. So what I'm going to do with this project is to create a world made entirely of software and populate it with artificial life also made of software. I'll then spin the world for a few millennia and see what evolves. Here's a simple example I built in Microsoft Excel. Yes, for those that don't know, Excel has a powerful scripting language that does way more than just add numbers together. A creature is represented by a positive number showing its health in orange. The grey negative numbers are waste products, that's poop to you and me, and white spaces are empty. The world ticks to a clock, and every cycle each creature might give birth. Each creature's health decreases by 1, when it's 0 the creature dies. Creatures can poop and move each cycle too. If they poop but don't move, they drown in their own poop, and each pile of poop decays until it's gone. Yes, it's pretty simple and boring, but this is just a prototype. A proof of concept to show how some simple rules at the lowest levels, get born, reproduce, die, can create something bigger when applied to many parts. Here's another proof of concept. This time I'm modelling the branch of mathematics called mechanics. It's about velocity and acceleration. The coloured squares have a velocity and move across the screen. They can collide and bounce off each other. Pretty simple with just a couple of squares moving around. But add a whole stack and it gets better. Now we've got something that looks like it might be worth having. Next we add gravity and give each particle a mass value, and we see lighter particles orbit the heavier ones. So how does this help us with ALife? Well, now we can model everything from atoms to planets. Not sure how we're going to use it, but right now we're just building tools. And that's the beauty of soft ALife. We can build anything we can conceive without having to go out and buy tools, get a workshop and do a course in welding. It all lives inside the computer and we can build it for free. So now we have a basic engine that lets us move particles around a screen. Well, to be more accurate, the engine lets particles move themselves around a screen. This is an important distinction because we want our ALife creatures to have autonomy. We want to wind them up and watch them go wherever they want to. We won't discover anything if we tell them what to do. ALife creatures must have free will. Here's another prototype, building on the work we already did with mechanics before. The blue particles are now creatures that are motivated by two things. They want to be near a black dot, and they want to be close to other creatures. Each creature is more attracted to things that are closer to it, but they're also more attracted to larger groups of creatures than smaller ones. So they have a dilemma. Do I stay with the black dot I'm closest to, or join the larger herd over there? Now we're seeing emergent behaviour. See this little fella? He's obviously really undecided whether to stay near the dot he knows or make the long journey over to the herd here. Poor little guy. I don't know what he's going to do, and that's the beauty. I really don't know. But I'm creating these models to find out. So that's what I'm trying to do. Create a world of creatures that have free will. There's going to be a fair amount of world building that involves mechanics, chemistry and physics. Once that's done, I'll sprinkle in some primitive protozoa to get things going. These creatures will need senses so they can explore the world. They need to eat and procreate before they die. And they'll need some mechanism for evolution so they can start the long crawl up their own evolutionary tree to who knows where. I don't know where it will lead, but it'll be interesting to find out. You can come along if you like.